How are we doing, everybody? And welcome back to the Sean Atwood channel. This is Rook Daily with myself, Ron Swanson. I hope you're all having a fantastic time. Buenos dias, all that good stuff. Wherever you are in the world, hope you're having a fantastic time of your day. Well, my internet went out yesterday, and it was a bit annoying. It was like being back in the late 80s. Because I couldn't even turn my freaking lights. Well, I could turn my lights on and off, but I dimmed them, right? And I've got these stupid bulbs that need internet. So I got a lot of stuff done in the house. But other than that, what a nightmare. So I'm glad to be back. Hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone has had a good week. It is Friday. We'll be back tonight as well with our regular 8:30 show. I'm just waiting on people getting back in touch with me so that we know exactly what's happening there. Now, today, just before we get started, I'm just going to let YouTube do its job and just jump on Twitter for a minute. Just bear with me, because we've got a mad story that was sent to me about the BBC, not about the BBC, about Save the Children that we're going to look into. And I just want to see if there's anything else that's popped up just while we wait on YouTube doing its thing. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on about Justin Bieber and him being missubscribed certain prescriptions. Oh, wow. All right, we've got something here from TMZ, which is from Kaza, which seems to be about Beyonce's lawyers reacting to Piers Morgan's broadcast with Jaguar Wright. So, hang on a second. 1 second. Just wild. I've not seen this. Okay, it was sent by Kaza, so I'm assuming she's watched it through and knows it's relevant. So let's check this out.
Allegations. Were you kind of have been shocking to you that somebody comes on a show and then kind of levels these vague-ish allegations?
Neither of these two guys look like lawyers. I just want to point that out.
Were you kind of ready for something like this to eventually happen?
Listen, there's rumors, and then there's
This is, I'm going to put my money on this as the lawyer.
nonsense, and this is a step further, right? This is a pointed and formal accusation of something, and I felt it needed to be responded to.
Oh, hang on. So, okay, so there's an echo. Right. How did we fix that before? I think, was it, hang on a second. Let me just see if I can fix this. Can you still hear it when I do this?
So I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is remove that false accusation that's demonstrably false, or a court's going to order you to. And so I think he made the wise choice and acted accordingly.
He meaning Piers Morgan.
Removing it and apologizing for it, yes. What changed here in my mind is that somebody on a so-called journalistic platform exploited that kind of random rumor mill, whether it's disconnected from reality or what have you, and lifted it up. And by doing that, you know, they not only caused harm here, but they are also droning out the voices of real victims. And by doing that to get clicks, it didn't just harm the Carters. What he did effectively was to drone out the voices of actual victims in an ongoing case, in an ongoing investigation. And that was too much for me.
Are you in the process of making sure that it is taken down everywhere?
What I am here to say is that in a situation as serious as this, somebody who puts themselves out as a journalist should not effectively take advantage of the situation and exploit somebody in this way. And so that's the real reason for action.
Does it strike you a little bit that there's been a lot of silence in Hollywood in the wake of all of this?
Well, as to the Carters, you know, I can tell you that when they put their foot down on something, as they did here, you know, they are sending a message. And if they can't stand up and make sure right from wrong, then who can? I've always believed that the truth will come out in courtrooms, and I'm sure the truth will come out here.
I have so much to say.
Lady Letitia, first of all, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Fabulous. as
Yeah.
always.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting one. Tell us how you are first, and then jump in with your thoughts on this, because yeah, let us hear it.
I'm doing great. I'm doing my taxes, so that sucks.
Yeah, that is the most Hollywood thing ever. Do you know what I'm saying? Hell to the yeah, rock and roll.
So moving on from the taxes, oh my God. The lawyer comes out, Beyonce and Jay-Z's lawyer. I saw when Pierce Morgan came on and apologized to us, saying that whatever he was apologizing for, but Jaguar is onto something, and Jay-Z and Beyonce, I think, are trying to silence her, and not just her, everyone. And you can't keep your clean, squeaky clean image that you're trying to keep, knowing that you were somewhat a part of this P. Diddy freak off. I'm not saying that you had to know. She had to know.
Do you think that this is almost being done to back people off from speculation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they don't want this coming out at all, saying that they don't want their names in P. Diddy's mess at all. They are fighting for it. That's why they got their lawyer on there. But I thought it was interesting that the lawyer is still talking. I don't think I would want my lawyer, explaining anything if I've decided that, Jaguar was wrong. Send the letter and be done with it, but don't keep talking about it as if this is a defense for them, because it's not a defense.
It's a spicy one. Here is the response. Let's have a look and see.
Well, Jaguar Wright.
Have a look and see. I put a one in the side chat, right? If you think Pierce Morgan is just going to pin all of this on Jaguar and apologize just for having her on as a guest, put a one in the side chat. Let's see if we're right.
He
unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview.
Pierce Morgan is apologizing to Jay-Z and Beyonce after an interview he conducted.
Oh. Shit, sorry, I just knocked my entire water bottle over. Luckily, there was a lid on it. Right, let's play. Let's try and actually get the whole thing. I don't need news coverage of it. I want to hear it. Right, mute.
Leveled at Sean Diddy Combs have burst the floodgates on salacious claims about an industry many people believe harbored a monster. Understandably, the internet's ablaze with claims about these events and whether other powerful figures were involved too. Well, last week I interviewed Jaguar Wright, a singer-songwriter who's made claims about Diddy for years. Those claims had already received a lot of attention in the media across many platforms for many years. And that's the thing about platforms. The reality of the modern world is that pretty much everyone has a platform as long as they have something to say that other people want to hear. That's why we invited her on to be interviewed. The people making these claims have an audience with or without shows like mine. Well, Jaguar Wright unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview. As I said in the moment, they were not present to respond or defend themselves, but now they have. Their lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we've therefore complied with the legal request to cut them from the original interview. Editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored. But, like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theatre, there are legal limits on us too. And we apologise to Jay.
So a little bit censored.
A little bit censored.
A little bit. Yes. Here's Morgan. A little bit uncensored. Little bit censored. Tiny bit.
Yeah, he got one of those letters, told him to shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Okay, with a big like wax seal from the house of Jay-Z burnt into the front of it.
Do you think that Jay-Z and Beyonce is pushing too hard to clear their name?
I don't know. I mean, let's be honest, right? Let's take this from playing both sides of the possibilities here, right? See, if Jay-Z and Beyonce have nothing to do with anything dodgy, right? Then this is what I would expect to happen. Do you know what I'm saying? I would be like, keep like Will Smith style at the Oscars, keep my wife's name out your damn mouth, right? Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But we know what we look all that, all of
Yeah.
this, all of that at the freaking thing. The what's it? The Super Bowl. And apparently, though, this symbol that we all know and have seen for years as an Illuminati symbol just turns out to be the symbol for Jay-Z's business.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that was the reason. Oh yeah, that was the excuse. That was the physical. I can't remember what they described it as. It was the hand signal that represents Jay-Z's business.
Mm.
Okay, then. So, I mean, it's an interesting one. It's a message being sent to everyone talking about this, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But
Even myself.
allegedly, I definitely think that there's more to the Jay-Z and Beyonce story than is letting on.
Yes.
If anyone's seen the remote viewer interview with Beverly, she had some pretty interesting things to say about Beyonce and, of course, Oprah. And if you've not seen that interview, go back and watch it, because she talks about the most darkest energies that she can pick up on around the world, and some pretty interesting names pop up. But Letitia,
Well,
do you know? Okay,
that Sean Atwood may have Jaguar on his show.
Maybe.
He's talking about it. But he did say that he's got to be extra cautious about.
Oh yeah, he's got to do the skip. He's got to do that stuff. He's got yeah. You like that one? You like the skip. Yeah, you got to do the legal. That's the legal dance for everyone that doesn't know. That's the skip when you have to do the legal dance.
I think they're hiding behind their lawyer. I believe that they know what's going on. I mean, I believe they know more. I believe they know about the freak offs. I believe that they even probably saw one or something like that. I believe they know more than what they're saying, but they don't want to be a part of it. They don't want to. First of all, they're not coming out condemning it, Jay-Z and Beyonce, and they're not denying it. They're just saying, keep your name out of my mouth.
That's a good point. And I don't know if I'm not a lawyer, but maybe that's a tactic that's used, because we've seen Diddy do the same thing when he apologized about the video of him assaulting his partner up and down the hotel corridors. It was an interesting statement, to say the least. But there's somebody else that's popped up before we get back to the Diddy news. Somebody else has popped up in the news. I don't know if you've heard of Young Philly.
No, I haven't, but I heard that he's in some trouble.
Oh man. So Young Philly, I know this is the mad thing. Yesterday, right before the internet went out, I woke up to, hey man, we need a thumbnail, UK rapper Young Philly. And I'm like, do you know, that's so funny. He looks a lot like Philly from YouTube, right? But because I didn't know Philly from YouTube was a rapper. And we will be getting back to other topics as well, everybody. But this is one this is massive. So he is a huge influencer YouTuber in the UK, almost 2 million subs, and I think he's got over 3 million on Instagram. And yeah, I only found out he was a rapper yesterday. I know him for his YouTube content with like the Beta Squad and the Sidemen and all that. And I'm telling you, this is mad, because he's one of those people. He's one of those sort of personalities that is always smiling and is always happy and projects this fun guy attitude. And it's pretty serious, right? So
3 counts of assault occasioning bodily harm and 1 count of impeding another person. 3 counts of assault occasioning bodily harm and 1 count of impeding another person's normal breathing or circulation. Detectives from the Sex Assault Squad say the 29-year-old man sexually assaulted a woman in her 20s.
It's quite mad. So I just want to find out exactly what the charges are, because there was 4 counts of something, 3 counts of something else, and then 1 count of restricting breathing. That one's kind of self-explanatory, if I'm being honest with you. But when it says 4 counts of something and there's only 1 person involved, is that all those 4 counts on? Here we go. He has been charged with 4 counts of, let's just call it SP, without consent. 3 counts of assault, and 1 count of impeding a person's normal breathing circulation. So is that 4 different people? I'm sorry to sound stupid in the side chat. Is that 4 different people, or is that 4 separate occasions to one person? Do they count as individual charges?
That's a good question.
And this is out in Australia as well. I'm sorry to sound stupid. Anyway, I think Mr. Barrientos, who was that's Philly, who was born in Colombia, moved to the UK as a refugee when he was a child, appeared in Perth Magistrates Court on Thursday, where his bail application was adjourned until later in the day. He remains in custody. This is him in handcuffs. Here he is with like the rest of the influencers and various folk from the UK.
Wow, it don't even seem like he would do something like that.
It's one of those ones, right?
Yep.
So it's very much one of those cases where the internet is split down the middle, right? And it is split down the middle to the point where we've seen some comments on Twitter by female influencers, female content creators, you know, literally calling the woman out, right?
Wow.
And then we've got obviously other women calling them out for victim blaming, and then you've got people that are saying, like, you know, we need to see this needs to go through court, like because he's one of those people where a lot of people are going to give Philly the benefit of the doubt until this goes through court. And I think it's interesting because I'm not saying anything about this until this goes through the courts, what I think and all the rest of it. I haven't seen any further survivors. I think that's what a lot of people were expecting to happen over the last 48 hours, was there to be a long string of Philly survivors stepping forward and saying he done the same to me. I've experienced similar. So we just need to see what comes from this. And again, I'm in no way, shape or form saying anything other than if he is what they say he is, then I hope he rots in hell. And if it goes the other way, I hope people that make up stories like this also rot in hell. But it looks pretty bad because they're talking about photo evidence and CCTV, right?
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? So we need to wait and see what happens. But this one's going to be major because this guy, like I say, he's like family friendly, massive sponsors, like the Football Association and things like this have invested in this guy. And there's like footballers and other people that are meant to be done a cooking show and this guy and the next thing. Right there we go. Somebody at least knows who the hell I'm talking about and who the Beta Squad are. Well, that's it. I think if W, I'm probably just chatting to you, mate, directly here, but I think Ginge came out and done a statement saying that he doesn't know what the future of whatever they were launching. I think it was something to do with gaming, and to see what's going to come from it. Does he have baby oil also? Yeah, it's wild. But like I say, it's one of those personalities that it's just 2024 is a mad year. That's all I can really say. It really so here we are. So England footballers cooking show with young Philly pulled after the FA pulled by the FA after rappers R-word and assault charges. Like working with England footballers and the FA, like that's a pretty substantial.
So you pull it before you know that this person is guilty. Like, what if he's innocent and then you pulling him and taking away his stuff? Like you said, you're gonna wait until you find out a little bit more before you kind of pass judgment.
Well, I think when it comes to YouTubers and his friends, they might take that attitude, but it is pretty standard for sponsors, if you will, or other third-party companies to kind of just, put a pin in it and take a step back, and then once it goes to the courts, that's when you'll see the official whatever. Do you know what I mean? Oprah has done one. Cat Williams coming like a prophet. Yeah, man, Cat Williams is unreal. It's his older stuff that's popping back up now, because obviously we've all known Cat Williams over the last few years being out, well, for many years, being outspoken. Yeah, exactly. That's basically it. Do you know what I mean? Third parties don't want to be seen as can associate or enable this, and like for example,
as being an enabler or being supporting him in any way.
But listen, I strongly believe in people need to go as hard when they're making, oh, we need to protect ourselves movements. They need to go in just as hard when these things become false news or they're not guilty and things like this. They like, I just, it is what it is. People shouldn't be doing these things to other people. It's as simple as that. It's our wording and essaying and 4 counts of this and CCTV and photography. Like, it doesn't sound good, mate. At all. It really doesn't. But again, it was major news, and I just feel like we need to talk about it because like these are the faces of modern celebrity. If you're not a total nerd, and again, I'm not talking about his music, don't know anything about his music, but I've seen him on so much content that is like just trash watching content when you're just needing something on in the background. Queenie, how are you today? Queenie?
Hello, hi, how are you?
There she is, guys.
Hello,
she has
Queenie.
There we go. How are you, Queenie?
Hello. I'm fine, thank you. Sorry I'm a little late. I was chatting with my boys.
Yeah, that's all right. Queenie, do you know anything about the young Philly case? We were just touching on that this morning.
Is that the young guy that's in Australia?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't believe it.
Oh
shit, Queenie. Oh god, I thought it was going to be an easy day, man. I thought it was going to be a nice, easy day. I'm here with Letitia. I thought, brilliant. It's going to be a low contra, nothing other than what I'm going to say to get me fired.
I'm sorry.
And then Queenie comes in, right? Queenie comes in, and she's just like, "You want an easy day? Your internet was down, was it? Right. Listen, just go, just go, Queenie. Just do it. Let me just put these things back up on screen. Do it.
Oh no, listen, there is some stuff out there that you can just tell when someone just out for some cash or just want to bring someone down because they see their status. That's the energy I'm getting from what's going on with him.
We need to see the CCTV. And we need to see this apparent photo evidence, right? Because what I will say, the police aren't stupid, right? And especially Australian police, I hold in high regard for SA and R and all the child investigations that they've nailed. So I think for them to have swooped in the way they done, right? There must be something, because this ain't the first celebrity who's going to have this sort of thing thrown at him. I'm assuming that there's like a high level of like okay, what's the evidence within that whole world? So I think we need to wait until it plays to the courts. You're entitled to your opinion.
Listen, to be very honest with you, everyone is entitled to say whatever. If they think he's guilty, that's okay. That's fine too. But for me, you see how we see, okay, even though no one had seen evidence of the Diddler, people believed it because of all the stories and all the other things that's been going about every year. So we have that thing about him. So we've got this thing with this young man. He was misbehaving, and his mom just said to him, "Oi, you see, if you continue, I'm just gonna send you back to your motherland." And he just whopped in shape. I don't believe it. I've got to see it. And I don't want them to do no bloody AI madness that they're trying to trick people with. I want to, I
What
don't
do you
believe
think
it.
about them
That's just
canceling
my
him?
opinion.
I agree, and it's a sad
And
world that happens in.
that's what I think the gold was to is getting a little bit too big, and it was organic. It
Oh,
wasn't bought. They didn't put him on. He grew his stuff organically. No one put him on. He did
All right,
everything
yeah,
from scratch.
I'm with
That's
you.
my take.
is he
I'm
in
with you.
jail?
I think he's in
No, he's
court.
out on bond, I
On
think.
bond. Okay.
I think
I
I
have a
think.
quick question. So what do you think about them canceling him so quickly? Canceling his Ron just brought up something.
This is the era that we're living in. They just go out. At the end of the day, it's their company, it's their branding, it's their integrity. They've got to, what do
hang
you
on
say,
1 second,
protect their
Queenie.
interests. But
Just
at
Okay.
the
keep
end of the
talking.
day,
Just keep talking. I'm
if
going to be one
that's
minute.
me, when his name is cleared, I wouldn't want anything to do with no one that did not stood in my corner. I believe him. I
I
genuinely
agree with
do.
you
If
on
if
that.
I'm wrong, I will take it back. But I believe that he did nothing wrong. That's just me. I believe him.
That's interesting. It's interesting.
It's a Johnny Depp story all over again.
All
And
right. Sorry about that.
I believe that man right from the gate. I believed everything Johnny was saying. I did not believe he was guilty of anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this is a Johnny Depp story for me.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I mean, listen.
He
I
definitely
think,
doesn't look like he would do something like this.
yeah, but I mean, let's be
But
honest.
looking like it, that's deceiving, could be deceiving.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Um,
Listen, no, I'm going to say we need to wait. This needs to go because I'm just going to say right now, I'm not going to say anything that might age like milk in the sun, ladies. I'm gonna play it very skippity skip today and just say need to see the evidence because this one's mad.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We've all got one friend that doesn't fall into the category of any of the usual things that would be creepy or weird or predatory. And the way that Philly sort of projects himself, you just don't pick up on that. But famous last words for most psychopaths and serial killers was, you wouldn't expect it. He was such a nice guy.
right.
So it's one of those ones. But again, it's always good to have some hand grenades thrown into the podcast studio just as soon as Queenie comes in. Yeah.
Well, Ron, I would love to get Queenie's take on the Beyonce's lawyer.
Oh yeah, Queenie. We also looked into exactly that. You wanna explain it, Letitia? I'll bring up the.
Well, okay, so remember Pierce Morgan had Jaguar Wright on his show and came out and apologized. Well, he apologized because Beyonce's and Jay-Z's lawyer sent him a letter telling him to take it off or whatever. And
Okay.
TMZ has the lawyer on here explaining their side of the story. I thought it was I think they're
I
of course doing
I
damage
didn't
control.
sorry, I didn't hear what the lawyer had to say. What's basically what's the synopsis of what he said? What's
do you want to
what's
listen? It's only 2 minutes long, Queenie. I'll play it for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. This is the way the show format goes. What happens when people don't turn up on time?
I'm sorry.
So when you're in the thing, why are we watching this again? You can be like, it's Queenie's fault, okay? But hey, listen, it's Queenie, right? So it wouldn't be fair to completely rewind the whole show and just start the topics all over again, okay? Queenie's here now,
I'm
everyone.
sorry.
Okay, start the show now, finally, guys. No, I'm kidding. Right,
This
okay.
was intriguing to me.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. What is he saying? Can I hear him?
Yeah, let me play the video, Queenie. God damn, I'm trying to finish my sentence, Queenie. God damn it. Right,
I'm sorry.
Shocking
sorry.
to you that somebody comes on a show and then kind of levels these vague-ish allegations. Were you kind of ready for something like this to eventually happen?
Listen, there's rumors and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further, right? This is a pointed and formal accusation of something, and I felt it needed to be responded to. So I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is remove that false accusation that's demonstrably false, or a court's going to order you to. And so I think he made the wise choice and acted accordingly.
He meaning Piers Morgan.
Removing it and apologizing for it, yes. What changed here in my mind is that somebody on a so-called journalistic platform exploited that kind of random rumor mill, whether it's disconnected from reality or what have you, and lifted it up. And by doing that, you know, they not only caused harm.
Okay,
here, but
okay,
they
okay.
also
You
drove-
guys can stop now. I don't want to see anymore. I can just tell you what's going on here. Okay, first and foremost, in America, you guys have your First Amendment, which you can say whatever you want to say. Here, they've literally recently take away all our rights to speak freely, especially online. Hence why he felt the audacity to send a cease and desist. They can't do that to Jag. Jag will tell
Yeah.
them, listen, you want to send all of this to me? Let's go to discovery. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
See,
simple.
the
That's
reason that
simple.
Piers is buckled, everyone, just so you know, is on YouTube and platforms like this, it's the channel host that is liable, not the guest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically what would have happened is they would have went into a legal dispute where the lawyer would have then hit the channel with strikes and all the rest of it, and it can be a nightmare for these individuals. And you know, when you're facing, I mean, somebody just said this is a lawyer that got Alec Baldwin off. If you're facing the guy that got Alec Baldwin shot a dude in the face, allegedly, apparently, right? And it was filmed, and he got off. Okay, so I'm just saying, right? There's levels to how serious you would take a cease and assist. Okay, and you sort of go to yourself, right? How much money have we got in the bank? Right, we got a couple of mil. Okay, sound. How much do they have in the bank? And you're like, oh, it's Beyonce and Jay-Z. All right, yeah, let's just delete this. Let's delete the segment.
Just delete it.
Yeah.
Let's delete the segment.
And the other big thing is this is something that is worldwide. Even though Jaguar has been saying all these things for years, once it's out, like because Pierce is mainstream, they don't look at YouTubers as mainstream, which I think most YouTubers get more views than Pierce. So more people are seeing stuff, but here it's hearsay. But here with him, it comes with a bit more credibility. Hence why they went after him.
Right.
But they will never ever go and say anything to Jack because they'll have to bring it, and she will want them to depose, bring everything. Yeah,
I tell you what's going to happen now, Jay-Z lawyer, because this is the internet. All right, pay attention.
They're gonna get upset.
What's going to happen now is millions, and I mean millions, of faceless accounts are going to upload that segment, and I mean millions. All right, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Rumble, that is going to be the most sought after clip now, because a whole bunch of people have just been alerted to it that would never have usually been alerted to it. If you just left it at Pierce, it would be how many millions of views? I don't know. Let's speculate that it's massive. Let's say 10 million, right?
Okay,
10 million.
Yeah.
I think what you've created now is one of the biggest talking pieces.
Now I want to see it. Now I want to see what it is that Piers Morgan had on his show.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, look, it's not that hard to find. It's there. It's there. It's like it's fucking everywhere.
And guess what? He went on one of the biggest propagandist plays, TMZ, to even spread it out even further. So what was the point of that?
Queenie, that's my point right there.
Plus,
why would my lawyer get on TMZ and start talking about the situation? Like, I wouldn't want them to do that. It just brings more attention to it, and then it makes them look guilty, in my opinion.
Yeah, but
listen, lots of people can be educated, but they're not intelligent, you know.
Are you saying that the type of no, wait, this is going somewhere. So are you saying, right, that TMZ doesn't produce high-end, like, entertaining shows? I'm trying to find a show list for TMZ, right? But is TMZ not where, like, what is it that, where's 90 Day Fiance film? Who films that? Is that not TMZ? Or is that TLC?
I don't know.
No, that's TLC. No, that's TLC.
I don't know.
Yeah, so then why would
they're popular? TMZ is popular over here.
TMZ is popular. TMZ, but for me, TMZ is an internet thing. Like, I see a lot of TMZ clips over here.
Yeah.
And I thought it was more of a big internet thing. But again,
personally, I think they should have just left it, because now they've highlighted it to even a bigger audience. So
hang on a second. Let's go down the TMZ rabbit hole. You keep talking. Dig up some shit here.
They're probably funny. Oh, most definitely. Listen, the stuff that TMZ get access to, you can tell that they've got some big financier. You can tell that they've got some stories that you're like, how did they get that stuff that they should never have? But they're in some really big pockets. But we see them, and we know who we can say are guilty by association or guilty just by how they're reacting and not doing or saying. And it's not being judgmental or anything. It's just, you can tell by,
there's something there. There's something to it.
Yeah.
Because if it's not true, most of the time you just are silent or be like, oh, let's just let that go or whatever. But Beyonce and Jay-Z are responding to it.
Yeah. And something came to my head the other day about, you remember when she went down under, when she was carrying the first alleged child that she had, and everything just tanked away.
Yes, on the couch.
Yeah. Now all of that is gonna be resurfacing.
It has resurfaced.
Okay.
It has, Wendy. I just saw Wendy Williams talking about it,
Okay.
Clip on it.
And you know what else is gonna resurface? That mistress that was
elevator.
Was not the elevator one, the one that was let me see, having a baby, and then she
passed away.
End up, yes, in that same time. So there was, I don't know if most people ever heard this one, that first child allegedly is that person. I don't know if I should say, but
look,
I hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
I do.
Yep.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, everything is resurfacing.
Yep, all of that. So now I think they may want to open back that case and may want to go and probably allegedly do some DNA on that child, allegedly, to see who is the mama, allegedly.
Hang on a second. So has anyone seen, I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
All right. So we have a TMZ like documentary, The Downfall of Diddy, which apparently came out in 2024. The owner of TMZ discussed the downfall of Diddy on, and now we've got TMZ being used to help clear the names, I guess, of
Beyonce and Jay-Z?
Jay-Z. I don't know if that means anything. Do you know what I'm saying?
Didn't yes, obviously, if you had listened to what Jag said, she said that he paid for the downfall of Kelly. He was behind all of that.
Okay.
So now it's the same going on here too.
Actually, Rich Buddy, no, I don't think we could play it here. But if you join the Discord, then that can be put on the watch list, because I would like to see that. I believe there was something on last night or the night before out in America. I don't know what it was, but it was something. Somebody can remind me in the side chat that was Diddy or Diddy related that I want to see as well. ABC, is that a place? Is that a show? Is that a channel? Is it something?
Did you watch that?
Nah, I'm not a chance yet.
Letitia?
I had no internet.
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. Whatever it was that was supposed to be on ABC, I don't even know. Something. I don't know.
Yeah. So did Jaguar say that you said something about R. Kelly, that
Yeah.
Jay-Z and Beyonce had something to do with that? Are you saying that they are the ones that snitched?
If you go, they paid. They paid for that whole interview and documentary and stuff with Gail
Oh,
King. If you go and listen, go and listen, Jaguar. She said it.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, right? So, what do we think? If we've got Jay-Z and Beyonce, who are 100% like within their rights until charges have been brought to defend their name, all right? Do you think that this is almost like a test run that they're doing? And do you think if we see things being retracted like Jaguar did, or Piers Morgan did, you think more people are going to step forward and start using sort of the fear factor of this? Because I think a lot of people are talking about a lot of people, if that makes sense. Or do you think that it was the accusation that they were worse than Diddy? Because, it seems to me that it's more how it was phrased. Surely,
Yeah, it was more how it was phrased,
opinion as opposed to stating something as fact.
as if they had their own trafficking and all this stuff going on. Like she worded it that way.
Yeah, but that's the issue is this is not the first time Jaga said that publicly.
Right.
This is not the first time she said that.
Yeah, I
don't know if you guys are familiar with what's his name, Stormy Monroe. Storm Monroe, I think he's a YouTube channel guy as well.
Yeah,
she tends to go on his thing. I think one of their thing that they did was like within days got 3 million views, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, I just want to say as well, right? Not all witches stick together. Thank you very much. I just want to say you just put a lot of people in a big basket with a bunch of people that there's nothing to do with. Do you know what I'm saying? All right. Monsters things stick together. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm with Queenie. They opened up the door for more scrutiny against themselves, because this is what you want to come out and you want to defend your name, but you haven't said anything about what's going on with your buddy that's over there.
That's a good take. Like, we've got all this stuff where people are making speculations. You're not mentioning anything. You're just saying keep our names out your mouth. Like that does sound weird. I'm still good, bro. Fucking brilliant.
And to say that their parents as well, they can't even say, "Oh my God, I'm appalled to even realize that young children are involved." Or
let's not even go down that road. Let's just look at what we've actually got physical evidence out in the world of. How about commenting on him kicking his missus up and down a corridor?
Right.
Like,
good point.
Why is that? Because it's not in court, because it was settled out of court. Why is that just like not such a big deal in all this? Like,
right.
Surely that would be enough for you to be like, oh, yeah, probably don't want to be friends with that guy anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's a madness. It's a madness. It really is. So let me just backpedal a little bit on the Diddy stuff. Because I do believe
Cassie Bear, my girl, Cassie, love you.
Yeah,
See,
so
we're on the same wavelength, Cassie Bear. See, reason why I love you, girl.
all right, this isn't a fucking like cafe fucking coffee afternoon, mate. We're live on the
It
freaking
is.
internet, right? Do you know what I'm
Is.
saying?
It
Right.
is.
So we've got court dates, Letitia, Queenie. We have court dates. Next year, the trial will commence.
So he gonna stay in jail all that time?
You know he stayed in jail that whole time, and I'm telling you now, it's all right, Monique. I'm only busting your chops. It's all right. I know you didn't really mean that. It's fine. Yeah. But I totally 100% agree. But yeah, I was only busting your chops, just so you know.
They're not innocent. She's right.
is.
And that's what
Allegedly.
lawyer. Okay, we're moving on.
No. I was just saying allegedly. I was just throwing in some allegedly while
yeah.
you were dropping, like putting your name to statements.
Allegedly.
I was just throwing you some allegedly.
Thank you.
So yeah.
Can we not have allegedly be going around just the same as you got like, share, and subscribe? Allegedly.
Nah, that's lame.
Start putting that in there.
Right, let me get through this one. So hip hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs will go on trial facing these charges and racketeering charges in May next year. What's going to be interesting is if they get like a whole, because if they're talking about human transportation, they're talking about substances. This is a big RICO fest. I don't care what anyone says. This was his own mafia or an organized crime or a syndicate, and he was part of it or something, allegedly, possibly. The 54-year-old rapper is known as Puff Diddy or P. Diddy. Blew kisses to his mother and children in court after a U.S. judge set the trial at a Manhattan federal court hearing on Thursday. So we have an eyewitness report that he is alive. Okay? Just to be clear. Now, I know that sounds ridiculous, but I'm glad that we've got, eyes on him in court who
Right.
him.
He's
Combs
there.
pleaded not guilty on the 17th to the 3 counts of indecent indictment charging him with using his business empire, including the record label Bad Boy Entertainment, to like it's when you say only 3 charges, right? It doesn't sound that bad until you realize it's like racketeering, human transportation, forced, all of this stuff. It's the way it's worded, man. To charging him with using a business empire, including sexual across state lines to take part in recorded performances called freak-offs. He faces sentences of up to life in prison with a minimum of 15 years if convicted. Of the 3 counts he faces, racketeering, conspiracy, human transportation with that at the front of it, and this. I mean, it's mad.
Wow.
In his 3rd court appearance since his arrest in September, Combs was told the trial will start on the 5th of May. Prosecutor Emily Johnson told the court that the prosecution's case at the trial will last at least 3 weeks. Oh, man. That's going to be wild. Combs' defense will last around a week, with his lawyer Mark Agnifilio said. The hip hop mogul has been jailed at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn since his arrest. He appeared in court on Thursday in a tan prison uniform before being led out the side door by members of the U.S. Marshal Service. Could you imagine, right?
Ooh.
Like the tiny conversations between P. Diddy and like a mid-wage U.S. Marshals officer at the courthouse. Like, I'm just saying, like, there's going to be some moments where it's like, I need to go to the toilet, and one of them's going to go to the toilet, and there'll be an opportunity where there's no microphones and no cameras, and Diddy's going to be like, listen, how much money to just take me at the fucking fire exit, mate? Like, you know he is going to be attempting this.
God.
So he's been denied bail over and over. Combs then allegedly used the surreptitious recordings. Oh, hang on a minute. In relation to the charges he faces, prosecutors have accused Combs of enticing women by giving them narcotics such as this and that, financial support, and promises of a career to support or to a career or a romantic relationship. Coke then allegedly used his serendipitous recordings of the S-acts as collateral to ensure the women would remain silent. These sometimes, that's dark, and sometimes displayed weapons to intimidate abuse victims and witnesses. Prosecutor said, "Yeah, that is like that is to me like that. That's up there with kicking your missus up and down the hallway level of psycho. Do you know what I mean? Recording your missus and then blackmailing her with it all. Like, and then if she doesn't that, maybe like send her a wee DM where like you bang a pistol off a camera lens or something like that. Like, that is dark. That is next level. I mean, to say he's a creep or a predator is like, it's not summing it up enough. Do you know what I mean? I mean, and that's already pretty fucking bad, Letitia. Those two words were already pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right. The indictment contains no allegation that Combs himself directly engaged in unwanted with women, though he was accused of physically assault. Okay, I'm sorry. The indictment contains no allegation that Combs himself directly engaged in So what we're saying is at no point that's got to be his lawyer.
You didn't see what you saw. You didn't see what we saw. No, that's not what it was. It was an illusion.
I thought you were talking about what was written on the screen there. I'm looking at it like, no, I'm pretty sure that's what it says. I am seeing what you guys are seeing, right? Okay, Mr. Agliafilo has called the activity described by prosecutors as consensual. Okay, thank God. So it's his lawyer blowing smoke up our asses. All right.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought this was like the judge's ruling or some madness. Okay, good. So that's just his lawyer being his freaking lawyer. In court filing on Wednesday night, Mr. Agliafilo asked the judge to impose a gag order prohibiting prosecutors and federal agents from discussing evidence to the media. Oh, God. Once again, right? Now you're just putting massive paychecks, right, on these stories with these people, and anonymous this and anonymous that. It's just, this is going to be mad. This is honestly going to be mad. Mr. Agliafilo cited that he was called unlawful, cited what he called unlawful leaks that include a video showing Combs striking and dragging a woman in 2016. At the hearing, Mrs. Johnson called the request an attempt to exclude a damning piece of evidence. She said prosecutors would have no problem affirming their obligations not to disclose confidential evidence to the press, but said the defense should be bound by this as well. Ms. Johnson also raised the concerns about Mr. Agliafilo's statement in the September interview with entertainment news outlet TMZ, calling the case a takedown of a successful black man. She said the comment amounted to an accusation that the government was engaging in racist prosecution. Statements of this sort seriously risk fair trial in this case, Mrs. Johnson said. Wow. Okay, so first start, put one in the side chat if you think Diddy's making it to the 5th of May next year. I'm just saying, right? Wait a minute. January, February, March, April, May. They've done that so it can be 5/5/25. They've done that. Marketing.
That's a significant date.
5/5/25.
Yeah.
I mean, that's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I mean, come on. I mean, that is. Let's have a look at this, actually. What was it? It was 5/5/25. Right. Let's see if anything pops up. 5/5/25. Okay. It's a make and model of an ink diskjet printer. Oh my God.
What did you find, Ron?
The divine wants you to know about this angel number 5525. The spiritual significance of the 5525 angel number, uncovering the hidden meaning behind the 552 angel number. All right, I don't want to play anymore. All right, I just wanted to make camping videos and shit, and now we're looking at fucking conspiracies inside dates and shizzle. Like, seriously. Let's have a look at this. Okay, so apparently it's a very positive, very much like positive thing. What is the spiritual significance of 5525, the angel number? Angel number 5 is an increasingly powerful message from your guardian angels. It is a sign that they are with you and are guiding you towards the highest potential. This number is in combination. with two powerful numbers, 5 and 2, which mean have their own unique energies. Wow, we've really gone off on a sidetrack here. Okay, but it just wouldn't surprise me if there was a significance up to that date, like you said. We've already found a little something. It's about new beginnings, or I don't know. Anyway, weird. I'm very upset that there was a number that came up when I typed that in. I didn't need to know about this. But what do you guys think? Right? What do you guys think? Do you think there's something going on with these dates? I'm a big believer in numbers.
Numbers are powerful.
Yes. Yep. I agree. 100% numbers are powerful. Numbers are symbols. Letters are symbols. You don't have to think too hard why they call it spelling. All right.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think he's gonna last that long. That's a long time.
I mean, it is. Also as well. Do you know what I was thinking about the other day?
Well,
this guy
he can get used to it.
Nah. Do you know? This is what I was thinking the other day. I was thinking, Diddy is in a federal prison, right? Can you imagine what his last meal was like before he went to the detention center, and what his first meal was like inside that place? Because I'm telling you right now, there is levels that normal people like you and me would consider an unedible meal, but people like Diddy consider what we eat on a daily basis as normal people as probably subpar and inedible food, right? Because of the high class Michelin lifestyle he lives. Can you imagine what this guy's face is going to be like when he gets that prison bologna, right? And it's like it's like bologna's already a bit of a mad texture when you look at it as a piece of meat, right? But can you imagine prison bologna sandwiches?
No more steak and potatoes for Diddy. And
nah. Nah, man. Oh man, we've got a whole bunch of
his last little meal at that hotel he was at.
Oh man.
Wow. This is the price of fame.
Yeah. Oh no, there's too many people in the side chat with brains like mine. Look at this shit. We've got 552 being a part of a post somewhere. Then we've got some Jesus Club stuff going on here, and then it's like there's so many people whose afternoons have now been ruined by 4 numbers, and I feel you, man. I feel you. Once again, everybody, just before we move on, can we give this a share, please? Can we just push this out on YouTube, whatever platform you're watching? If you're watching on a different platform, please come to YouTube and make sure you subscribe to the Sean Atwood channel. Make sure you give us a like, give us a share, give us a positive comment. It's how we keep the wheels turning. And yeah, so the court date. Let's get back to that. So Queenie.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, the road to 5525, right? Which doesn't sound suspicious at all. What do you think, in your opinion, we're going to see? Do you think he's going to make it to court, or do you think we're going to see now we're in the deal making phase? Like, what do you feel?
I don't know. I literally can't really see Diddy going trial. I don't see that, to be honest.
Really?
And not like, yeah, I see a plea deal. I don't see trial.
Okay, so a plea deal would be.
I think there's gonna be some strings that's gonna have to be pulled, because if listen, let me tell you.
Wait, Queenie, before you tell us that, when you say a plea deal, that's when Diddy basically admits to everything or works with the courts to get a reduced sentence.
No,
right?
listen. Okay. He's gonna spend time in prison. No doubt about that. Yeah. But it's not gonna be normal prison. It's gonna be luxury for him. We won't know about it, but that's what's gonna happen. If I know Diddy's making few little niches of making people know that, listen, if I go trial, everyone else is going trial, because everything's gonna come out. This is a person who's not gonna hold his mouth, and they know this, so they don't want him to go trial either. And they know if they whatever him, what's that man name? If they did that to him, there's a more likely that their stuff is just waiting to go push. So they don't want neither of that. So they will rather to get him to do a plea, and he just spend his time there, and the bigger fish,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
one knows anything about
I mean,
them.
that's I completely.
Please.
That could totally be how it goes. I just want to say, Melissa, I don't want to play anymore. Thank you for the donation and the support, but I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play. The numbers are too scary. So Melissa's just said, was the trial date announced on 10/10/24? It's like, yeah, it was okay. I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play, but thank you so much for the support. But yeah, Letitia, you had a response here.
Well, if he pleads, then he's definitely admitting to some kind of guilt, and that would mean that he's admitting to some of this stuff.
Well, not necessarily, because in America you've got these mad freaking things where you're getting charged with the crimes, but at no point is anyone admitting guilt, and it's I don't know what it's called, but I've seen it happen on televised America law stuff. I don't know, but I'm sure that's a thing where you can take.
It's just like whenever they do a payout, they said, "Oh, I'm paying out," but that don't mean I'm guilty. So I know exactly what you're talking, Ron.
Okay.
I just don't know the terminology in law sense.
Hang on a second. I think it's afford plea. Hang on a second. I'm gonna just get there. Hang on a second. What was? I'll bring up the meaning because I know things, but my brain's too stupid to take in all the details that make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. Plea. All right.
Oh, we lost our Queenie.
Oh yeah, it's because she's getting too deep into the real exposéing, and her phone melts. Okay.
He would have to do at least a minimum of 15 years.
Oh,
He's
wow.
going to do at least 15 years.
Wait until you read this diarrhea on the screen here. Right. So in the U.S. state's law, an afford plea is also known as a Kennedy plea in West Virginia. An afford plea and the afford doctrine is the guilty plea in a criminal court whereby the defendant in the criminal case does not admit to the criminal act and inserts innocent but accepts the position of a sentence. Why? Right? Why? Because if you take a plea deal and this is applied and you get out after 5 years, you are technically on record as not being guilty for those crimes. It's how they repackage it. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's pointed that out. The Red Raven, Chantel, all of you people in the side chat. I really do appreciate that because I sometimes sound like a mad person, and it's good to back up the madness. The plea is allowed even if the evidence to be presented by the prosecution would likely persuade the judge or jury to find the defendant guilty and unreasonable doubt, and can be caused by circumstantial evidence and testimony favoring the prosecution, and difficulty finding evidence and witnesses that would aid the defense. So basically what this is saying is, if he does take a plea deal and he takes this one, then I think that's probably what would happen. I mean, I feel like
he's not admitting guilt. He's just.
Can you maybe not do that in a RICO case? Because RICO's, I mean, when Sean was in court in America, he was facing over 200 years because they framed it as a RICO case. Do you know what I mean? And I just feel somehow that when we look at the Sean Atwood criminal enterprise when he had his, and the Diddy one, I just feel there's a massive network, there's a much bigger network. So they must be trying to build something based around RICO, right? I mean, it has to be. That has to be the nail in the coffin. If they can prove it all as an organized crime syndicate, then he's done. He's done to the point where we'll probably be looking at hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years.
But Ron, this is where I'm saying, if it's a RICO case and they can prove it, there's going to be other people who he's higher than him that won't be named. So this is why I'm telling you they won't let it go to that point. Well,
Well,
I feel that way. That's
no,
just
no, no.
my
Okay,
take.
so in the theory where what we know is to be true, where we've got the secret cabal, we've got the crazy people that run all of this, and Diddy's at the bottom of it all, will they allow it to happen? So I don't think so. In a world where that is what is going on, I do not think it'll be allowed to happen. Second of all, have we maybe, is it possible that the stars could align in a way that even though there is a secret cabal, that he's slipped through their fingers of payrolls and people that they can blackmail to get their way, right? I'm far-fetching here. Because the way I honestly feel, Queenie, like everybody that would usually be at their jobs to handle the big cover-ups of cases like this were off sick this day when Diddy was arrested and put through court. That's what it feels like. Do you know what I mean? And like the guy who does like the shift rota in the prison is like, no, not today, not Epstein and him this time. And he's putting like all the people who are like, you know, not on the evil payroll. And it sounds stupid to be saying this out loud, but make it make sense how this is going to go to trial. If it's not that, make it make sense. Because like you say, when we talk about Epstein, the world believes Epstein did that to himself. So it's different if Diddy was to do something to himself. Well, that's what the world was presented to the world.
Yes.
In that way, if that makes sense.
Well, but that doesn't mean because you present something that means I believe it.
Stop giving me creepy number things. All right. This is the shit that keeps me up at night. Right. All the stuff that I've investigated and exposed in my life, this is the crap that keeps me up at night. I will see Ron M's post is playing over in my head. 55 to the power of 5. 55 to the power of 5. That's all I'm going to hear tonight, mate. All right. I know it's a joke to all of you out there. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my God. No, stop it. Stop it. All right. No. Yeah, numbers can also be funny too, guys. We can all have a laugh with some numbers too. Those aren't scary.
I'm telling you, numbers are powerful. You see how everything just go right back around.
Some numbers are they're just a fun time. All right, as many of those ones, and you throw up some 420s if you want. Those are safe numbers. Okay, but any other. So okay, so we know now that there is something that allows someone who's guilty, even if all the evidence is stacked in front of them, to take a deal where they're like, okay, charge me, but nobody's saying I did it.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is a bit of a it seems to me like it'd be a bit of a madness to even exist in the first place. What do you guys think?
Because they want someone in prison, they will just say, and because the people outside, like, as we are, would want to see justice, we would like, okay, then he's gonna stay in prison, even though he's not admitting it, he's gonna be behind bars. So that's the line. Well, I think they
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I know you're saying that, but how often are we actually discussing in detail everything that Diddy's doing? Because for me, I feel like what we're talking about here is the extension of how many more guilty parties there are. Do you see what I mean? And for me, I think it's going to be better to keep Diddy alive, pin a whole bunch of crap on him, keep him quiet, and put him away in a hole somewhere for the rest of his life, and make sure everyone in Hollywood knows those tapes got burnt in the back garden. Okay, but there's a good possibility that some politicians may be blackmailed in the future, because I genuinely don't see him being given the opportunity to take everyone down. I think he's got to play this really carefully because, he's got a lot. He's going to have a lot of exiting of cars and walking into courtroom bill. Also, if you were wanting to take someone out, okay, courtrooms, why do you all have massive staircases up to your doorways outside? Like, all you're doing is putting people on a high up position to make them a target. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking just rotating door or at ground level. That's what I'm thinking. So I genuinely think it's going to, everyone must be waiting behind the scenes to see what Diddy's going to do, right? What Diddy is going to do. And I know we've seen a lot of things. Oh, Diddy's going to out everyone. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. That's probably how I would be feeling on day one of being in prison. Bit mouthy. You know what I'm saying? A bit feeling. I still got the feeling of invincibility. But surely this is now going to be sinking into his head, and he must understand. Well, they're going to have all the evidence. You know, he's going to know the level to which his blackmail stops. Right? I mean, if he's got politicians, if he's got Secret Service people and all this kind of stuff all tied in with this, then that's a different club, open inverted commas, than Hollywood. Law enforcement agents and things like this have got a sort of code of conduct to keep each other's backs covered, if you will. Now, I'm not saying the average person would excuse a Diddy party attendee from a federal agent or anything like that, but you have to look at how many links are linked to this web, if that makes sense.
But Ron, allegedly, when there was a shooting which led to a death, apparently, and the police was called, and they just tell them that there was a drive-by outside, but it happened indoors. It's in what's his name, Little Rod's thing.
Yeah,
he made that statement. So
Yeah.
the police, they are a part of it, apparently.
Listen. I 100% agree, right? But we're going to see low-level police involved who are getting backhanders for when the cops are called. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if the cops are called to a scene or whatever, you know Diddy's got that fucking 20 grand cash. You know how little 20 grand cash is? Like, have you ever seen 20 grand in cash and 100 bills? It's very disappointing. I'm not going to lie. Right? It's very disappointing. So, like, when you see, like, people being handed money and it doesn't look like a lot of money, just Google what 20K looks like. It is like, like if you won $20,000 on a TV show, there's a reason why they don't bring you out the money in a bundle of hundreds, okay? Because it would look pathetic. That's why they give you a check, all right? So we have to assume that Diddy's just walking around with instant crime deletion money in his hands, especially if it's a police officer that's like, he doesn't really know if something's went on, right? But maybe something's went on, and Diddy's like, hey man, shoves it in his pocket, there you go. Maybe some people don't even realize the extent of what is going on, but I think there is going to be I think this is going to be one of the shadiest court cases ever. Okay. Ooh. And if we see OJ Simpson Part 2 happening, okay, where Diddy is scot-free, not guilty, all of this stuff, then wow. I mean, that's going to be the curveball no one's seen coming. Okay.
It could happen.
But we're due it. We're due it, Lady Letitia. We're due like a huge public outcry court case. We are. I mean, it's as far as history repeating itself, we're due a fatty. Okay, a fatty. And I think people need to prepare themselves for if Diddy's got people on his payroll, like we're assuming in this particular narrative, we have to assume that Diddy's people on Diddy's payroll may have been put there so that if something like this happens, they get their hands on stuff first. Maybe ask yourself why, when they raided his house, only 1 box and 2 bags of stuff were taken out of the apartment. I'm just saying, if I was raiding Diddy's apartment, I'd probably take more than just a couple of boxes of stuff. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm just saying that. Unless it was all hard drives.
That's one of the surprising thing that I was like, is that all? I thought. Yeah. I was very surprised.
It definitely looks like a professional police raid and not a few of your mates running round to the house to get all of your porn stash from underneath your bed before your missus and her family come round to stay in the house, and they need to go and use the spare room where you kept all that shit because your niece needs to sleep in there and you got to get it out of the house. That's what it looked like to me. Okay. That's what it looked like to me.
I agree.
Me personally think that whatever they've got, he's got more stuff other places that they don't have no idea about. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm just saying. He sent the boys round. He sent the boys round, mate. He sent the boys round to delete his web history and collect his box of weirdness. That's what that was. I'm telling you, man. That was all the politician. He left all of the fodder for the FBI to find, but that was his ticket home that he took out of there, allegedly. I'm just painting a narrative here because to me, why are we not talking about the possibility of Diddy getting off? We're talking about the blackmail material on blackmail material. We're talking about the already outward spoken conspiracy of him having people on the payroll. Okay. And then put that factor in the back of your brain and then go and watch the raid on his home again. And if you don't end up with some questions, all right.
Well, Ron, you could have a point there because if PR is working over this, all the that's out, this that was on that him and his
Can you say all of that
did
again?
stuff to her.
Can you say all of that again? Because you went robo. You went robo Queenie. Can you say all that again for me, please?
Okay, sorry, I don't know what's going on with my phone.
No, it's okay. The more truth you speak,
his
the more
PR. Okay, his PR is working overtime. I said the lady that came out to say him and his bodyguard did stuff to her, they're trying to discredit her in the media. But if you go and read everything that was said, you can see that they're trying to spin it into a negative. But if you read everything line for line, she didn't do anything wrong when she was trying to get the other person to assist her. So that's the thing, what they do. Me personally, anyone I meet who tell me that they're in PR, I would just make the cross and say, do not speak to me. I think anyone that works in PR, they're doing the devil's work because
I fucking work in PR. Like, marketing is right. Marketing is basically PR.
That I'm talking about, like, to spin crazy stuff for people to when
spin doctors.
Yes.
Yes.
100%. If you tell me that you're doing that, I will have to rebuke you and send you back to the pit of hell. Because
have you ever seen the movie? Have you ever seen the movie Wag the Dog, Queenie? It's called Wag the Dog.
No, I've never.
I'll find you a link for it. It's all about the spin doctors in American politics and about how they're the tail attached to the dog, but it's the tail that wags the dog, and it's fucking good.
No, I've never watched it. No. Yeah, there's PR that they're trying to do to that girl, and most people now coming out bashing her and cussing. And this is the thing: reading is fundamental. People need to go and read stuff for themselves. Don't just always take whatever I'm saying, you are saying, or even the side chat. Go and read stuff for yourself to have an understanding, because everyone's brain works differently. We could read the same thing and get a totally different understanding of it. And when you read everything, I'm like, oh my God, this is what they're doing. So it's PR. They're evil people. I don't know if they've got children. When you read what was done to that woman and the boyfriend worked for him, and oh my God, it's horrendous. It's horrendous.
Marlene, are you on Discord by any chance? I'm going to put a Discord link here. There, or I'm going to send you a link right now to my website where you can send me a message. 1 second. Personally, if you're going to read people's opinions, just come here and have us read them to you. Okay, that works out great for me. No, I have Discord. Okay, well, here is also the page on my website that's been set up that comes to my email. So Discord or there, I would love to hear about that. And if you'd like to come on and have a chat about it, Ron's got some slots to fill for next week, and that would be great. So, and thank you for your support.
Look how Beyonce,
please like and share, please. Oh, sorry, Letitia.
Yeah, look how Beyonce and Jay-Z's lawyer is PRing it, trying to fix their reputation, but I think it's making it worse. Honestly,
well, here's the thing, right? We have to look at the Beyonce Jay-Z thing with a relatively cool head. They've not been arrested. Yes, there is an amazing amount of conspiracies about them, and we could probably make an entire weekly show just about the conspiracies behind them. But wouldn't this reaction also be the same if, like, Imagine if you woke up and this was being said about you. Would you not be badgering the hell out of your husband to do something about this, or vice versa? I'm not saying that women are
Yes,
badgering.
no,
Okay,
if it's not
just in
true.
case Dan's watching and the hormones hear me say that, I wasn't speaking about all women. Okay, men can be badgery too. Okay,
I mean, I think I would just come out and say, no, this is not true. It's lies. That's not accurate, you know.
okay.
But or I would just be silent, like the royals. Never explain, never complain, never explain, and go from there.
Well, do you want to play what people have been writing on Beyonce's Instagram comment section
Yes,
today?
love it. Oh, love it.
All right.
I want to see if they are turning.
Okay. Is this who's that? Is that Madonna? It has to be Madonna.
That's
right?
her mother.
Oh my God. Are you
Tina.
okay? All right. Okay. Ladies, there is a thing that is too much cheek filler. All right. I'm just saying now. Okay. When you smile and the top of your face looks like an extending but flesh-colored Batman mask over your regular face. Okay. I am the Dark Knight. Okay. All that shit. Okay. It's probably time to just relax, ladies. All right. Okay. So anyone else here to do the comments as well? Yes. Yes, Eugene, we are, my G. She acts like nothing happens. Thank you, Beyonce, for another. Okay, Brian. Okay, I thought that was Madonna. Oh my God. Do you know what? It feels good to know that I'm not the only lunatic.
You wasn't the only one.
I just want to. Okay. See, I think who's the next victim? Stop pretending that you don't know anything.
Right.
What's going on with the common thing? I thought you're all gullible enough to believe everything you see on the internet. Please let Beyonce be. Don't forget to thank Beyonce every time she posts. She knows. Like, and again, this is her latest post. If we go back to this post, right? This one is just wild. This is where I really learned the true meaning of how awesome comment sections are, right? Because they just went to town, and she's left it all here, right?
Yes.
Which sort of says to me that if we see progressively over time less and less of this, it's because people aren't coming to post it rather than she's taking it down. Because surely you would blanket cleanse every post, right?
Well, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you would, because you don't want to, especially her.
Honestly, it looks like she's got one of those like painful things that you get on the side of your toe when you get older, but it's actually just her hip. Like what are those things? A bunion. It looks like she's got a hip bunion. Okay. Yeah, that's a madness.
Calling it a cult.
Yeah. Also, no offense.
She's getting whiter and whiter every day, though. That's
Especially
weird.
this picture right here, Queenie.
If that's her mom, right? Yeah, we've decided that's her mom. I guess she's looking kind of. She's
the one with the cigar. She looks.
That's a black and white picture. Okay, just want to emphasize that this is black and white. Okay, all right. Okay. Actually, though, she looks bloody white, though. Now that you say that, it should make more sense that in black and white, if she's white, it looks more white. So yeah, you're right there. Interesting.
If you should bring up her album cover that's called Dangerous, I think, you would see that it's two totally different person you're looking at.
All right. I will, Queenie. I will. Okay, album cover, right?
Yeah, I think it's called Dangerous. And the only reason why I remember that because I was in retail and I can remember a few of the album stuff.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. That is definitely. I'm not going to show the picture because she's wearing a very suspect, like chain,
top,
sparkly.
Yeah, the top is very
Technically, they've airbrushed out the parts that we shouldn't be seeing, but I don't know if even the fact. I don't even know if showing the bits where the bits are meant to be that have been airbrushed out is against terms of service or not. It's 2024. Oh, we've lost Letitia. They've come for Letitia. Letitia's been sniped. So yeah, a bit of a mad one, right? But Queenie, we're gonna take a little hopscotch over to another story for a minute. We're just gonna have a little aperitif.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do
a little
that.
amuse bouche palate cleanser. And you
Mhm.
sit there, and while you've got all that delicious references to food and yummy stuff, let me bring in the nightmare fuel.
Mhm.
Where's it gone? Hang on, Ron's lost it. Hang on, we need to go back to Twitter, and then we need to go here. All right. So, Save the Children offices raided in Guatemala. Is that what that says? Can someone confirm if that says
Yes,
Guatemala?
Guatemala. Yes, it's
All
a
right.
country.
So, police in Guatemala raided 5 regional offices of the British aid agency Save the Children on Monday as part of an investigation into alleged child abuse. Prosecutors requested information from U.S. authorities in April about the alleged involvement of the organization in smuggling children across the border, according to local media. This is Save the Children, okay? I just want to point something out. This is massive, okay? This is one of the biggest UK organizations for...
It's a charity that the royals are a part of it too. I think Princess...
Look. Just so people know how big this is. There ain't anyone bigger than Save the Children when it comes to saving the children. Okay, they are the freaking, they are the goats apparently. But now 5 of their offices are being investigated for transporting children.
Yeah.
Okay. So when they say they're aware of the activity at their offices and denied the prosecutor's allegations. What? Save the Children said it was aware of the activity at their offices and denied. Okay. The prosecutors in charge of the case, Rafael, said the country's Attorney General, Consuelo Paros, has previously said sanctioned by the U.S. government European Union for attacks on democracy. What? I don't know what that says. Said that the searches are being carried out in different regions of the country as part of a transnational investigation of great importance. What? In a video on X, all right. The prosecutor did not name the organizations in his statements, but a spokesperson for the office confirmed to the ABP News that the agency and offices searched were those of Save the Children. In a statement to the BBC, Save the Children has said that it was collaborating. I am sorry, everyone, with authorities, but it has never facilitated any transfer of children, adolescents out of Guatemala. Well, you would say that. Okay, I referenced to the Diddy case. You would say that. Following previous allegations against our organizations this year, no evidence of wrongdoing was found. Okay, sure. Okay, as allegedly. Okay.
I don't understand why they're not protecting children.
Earlier this year, the aid group said it was shocked and puzzled after its main office was raided as part of the same case. This case just days after the Secretary General in Guatemala's public ministry, Angela Pineda, wrote a letter to Texan authorities asking for support investigation allegations that aid groups, including Save the Children, could be participating. I imagine that it's common for agencies to ask governing bodies for evidence to help them in cases, and they're more than willing to do that, right? I mean, if someone came into your work, Queenie, and were like, oh, by the way, we think this kid's been trafficked here. Can we have a look at some reports that prove that it's not? And you went, nah, like alarm bells, right?
Yeah.
It's unclear whether the Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton, responded to the request. Both Pineda and Steve have previously been sanctioned by the US and the European Union, accused of trying to undermine the country's democracy. The prosecutor's office denied the allegations, local media. Okay. And the prosecutor's office is also said to have tried to prevent President Bernardo Avelio, who ran an anti-corruption... Interesting. Save the Children have operated in Guatemala since 1976 after an earthquake devastated the country. All right. Before we get Queenie and everyone's input, what are we thinking in the side chat? Okay. We're talking about Save the Children here, and we're talking about if any of these charities, any charity, anyone associated with children who the FBI or a foreign governing body investigating transportation of children, and they were asking to rule them out or to see certain documents or interview someone, and they deny that, I am very sorry. That sends major alarm bells off for me. Queenie, your thoughts?
Whenever I hear about children, it just breaks my heart so much. Listen, these people, I think they're part of the harvesting of those things that
Things. Yeah, well done. Thank you.
uh ah first and foremost, I would not be opposed for to look through my books, make sure that everything is what I say it is.
Right?
I should be able to give account for each and every one who
Correct.
was here,
And you do it with a smile,
about
right?
to leave here.
You do it with a
Yeah,
smile.
who is
It's like the
yeah.
common misconception. Like, you know, for example, let's say you were out with one of your sons, right? And your sons were younger, and for some reason your son looked like he was giving someone a signal to say, I need some help, and they came over and said, hey, are you okay? Is this your mum? As his parent, you'd be like, oh, of course, ask him right away. And you would kind of have almost like you'd almost like, oh, you know, it's good that you're looking out for kids. That's a sort of mindset non-guilty people kind of have. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's what my experiences have been when I've called out, when I've been in places and I've seen something suspicious and I've went over and I've asked, and I have done it a couple of times, I'm not going to lie. And
Yeah.
people with nothing to hide appreciate that you are looking out for kids. They really do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's strange. That's how I don't know how people can live with themselves or even sleep at night knowing all what they're
dude,
letting
Queenie,
happen right in front of their
have you
faces.
watched any of my documentaries?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't watch them. All right, so yeah, they're not there. You'll that's what will push you over the edge. That's when it will be women arrested on rampage in local MP office. Okay, that'll be you. Okay, that'll push you over
And
the
you know
edge.
what, Ron? I've been thinking that I need to go see my MP as well, you know, because I've been thinking of ways to try. I don't know. I want to do
What you're doing,
something.
yeah, you're putting a target on your head. What you want to do?
Am
If you want to
I?
be, go into your local MP. Go into your local MP. So, have you not just sat and said how this whole system is corrupt? So we're going to have individuals that you can go to, sure, that are good people, local MPs, local legislators, all of this. But when you try and enforce something and make difference, where do you think that gets sent to? It gets sent higher up. Okay. And eventually you're going to be doing something that when it gets to a point that you are going to be noticed by someone. So only go to do something like that if you have got full comprehension of, if you like, it depends what you're wanting to do. Every time I go to local MPs, I'm ranting about, you know, PDF files and how the police should do their jobs better, and how they're a bunch of corrupt assholes.
Well, I always run them away from my door when they come to my door, especially they normally only come when it's election time, and I'm like, move away from my door. I never see you no other time. Go away.
Yeah. I would appreciate it, though, for all of the politicians who want to figure out a really good way to interact with people on their doorstep. Can you just start bringing a pint of milk? Right? Because I would really appreciate that. I would listen and talk to you for a couple of minutes if you gave me a pint of milk. Okay? Politicians, I'm just saying, Queenie, free milk. All right? They might have something good to say, and milk. I'm just saying.
I don't want to take any random stuff from anyone. No.
I know you don't, but I would quite happily take Queenie's milk as well. That sounded really wrong. I would happily quite take in this fancy world the milk that Queenie would be donated. Let's move on from this analogy. All right. So we've got here attorney Raphael Carucci, section prosecutor of the Special Prosecutor's Office Against Impunity, provides details of the search warrants being carried out on the following transnational investigation related to the violation and abuse of Guatemalan children. So this is, I imagine, not going to be in English, but let's have a watch of this. And this is what we were just talking about with Save the Children.
Hoy, la Fiscalía Especial contra la Impunidad está desarrollando 5 diligencias de allanamiento en distintos puntos.
All right. I don't know any of that. Okay, so sadly, is there subtitles? Have we got AI capabilities of subtitles? No. Twitter, mate, get caught up with the freaking technologies, please. I'd really appreciate it.
Twitter do have translate thing, I think.
Yeah, they do for text. They do for text. That's what I used up here to translate it. So what I mean, don't get me wrong, I do have the capabilities to just like AI the crap out of this, but I would need to download it.
Oh,
let me see. Hang on a minute. So hang on, if we screen record that. All right, yeah, I can't do it because I wouldn't be able to do it while we're live unless I can just download this from here, right? I can download it from here. Okay. One moment, please. So how do you mean that's downloaded? Okay, download.
It's in your file.
Okay. So now if I take this file and I put it into I speak Spanish, trying to log in on Discord. Marlene, legend. Okay. I imagine he's saying everything that we've just read, and me trying to do this live is a complete waste of time. But technically I could drop this into a bit of software that'll take all of his words, write it out in Spanish, translate it into English, and then read it back to us in English. It
would be nice if we have a translator. Get Marlene on, please.
We can't just drag random people from the internet onto a channel with almost 900,000.
She's not a Discord person.
Well, she's going to be a Discord person, but she's going to be a new Discord person.
I thought she was. I'm sorry.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady. Do you know what I'm saying? But
no, I don't know.
Gotta be careful. But when you do have a green member badge, and if you guys ever want to come and be part of any of the shows I'm on, I always open up the Discord for everybody. Yeah, Marlene, don't be offended. Don't be offended. If you can get in and make yourself known, I would love to talk to you after this. So don't take offense to my absolute maximum level of internet paranoia when it comes to interacting with people. So it's not your fault. I've got triggers. I'm damaged. Okay, I've got traumas. Okay, from this. So it's a real thing. So don't anyone ever take it personally if Ron's like, oh, we've been speaking in the side chat for ages, and then I've come to the Discord. Now he says he's too scared to let me on and sit and chat. It's just sadly blame the people who spoilt it for everyone else. Okay, blame them. Yeah, that's what I would do, because I love involving you. Right. Okay. So we've covered Philly. We've looked into Save the Children. I tell you something, man. I'll be keeping an eye on that Save the Children scenario.
All these children charity stuff needs to be investigated now. They all, even if they're good ones, we need to look into every single one of them. We need to find where's the child, who had the child. We need to go and make sure we do welfare checks to make sure those children that we give off to strangers who no one knows are treating them well. So there is a line of stuff that is breaking down so bad for children. No one is protecting them.
See, but here's the thing. This is going to sound so messed up, right? So we've got exactly what you were talking about there. We've got care systems. We've got people who are in charge of children who are facilitating monsters' access to children, right? That is the normal person, like level in society version of what we're dealing with. Like that's like the politician level, like to that sort of level. The children that sadly are part of the bigger picture, Queenie, they don't go through systems. They are taken, they are farmed, they're imported, they are
this is okay. This is what I'm saying, Ron. I understand what you're saying. Remember, they're coming from the Save the Children thing, aren't they? Isn't it like, say they're in like orphanages and then someone come and adopt them out? Are they like, isn't there like a paper trail? There's no paper
Oh yeah,
trail
yeah,
for
but
so many.
again, those this is going to sound even worse. It's almost like those situations are allowed to happen, okay,
Okay.
so that we, the people, get a win when they're made public, so that the bigger picture can be
Oh,
hidden.
can be hidden. Okay, I got you.
Do you see what I mean?
I got you. It's like, for example, in my country, Jamaica,
Yeah.
ever so often you will have a raid at the ports where they allow you to find maybe 100 guns while there's probably 400 already gone through. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
correct. Yeah,
understand.
we
I
you broke up
understand.
a little bit, but you're talking about like the transportation of substances, right? How if I'm transporting 100
Yeah.
people,
That's
yeah,
the
you
I
let me go.
understand. I
Yeah,
understand now.
you nailed that. Yeah, you
I
nailed that.
got that. I got
Yeah,
that.
happy. Oh, Jenny knocks it out the park. Listen, you want to have an interesting one? Go and have a look at the Clinton Foundation and the Children of
Oh
Haiti.
yeah. I know. I know about that. I know about them. I know about
But I'm just saying,
them. Them.
I've got collectibles that I'm quite fond of, and when I can't find them, I have a panic. And I'm sure parents are more attached to their children than I am to my collectibles. So when one of their kids goes missing, I'm sure they have a bit of a panic and a drastic moment. But you know, when an earthquake comes along and murders, God smites the world, he smites the smiting, or whatever it is he's doing, the gods, not any particular god, and a bunch of people die, and then you've got a bunch of kids who now probably most of them. I mean, if I don't really know much about Haiti, but from what Paul has told me about poverty and how people are registered when they're born, and if you're not registered, you're not in a system. You can't really do anything. If it's like that over there, moments like that are like, I mean, those must be. You know what? Do you remember when
Haiti is
Susan?
very close to Jamaica, Ron.
Let me just say this to you. Do you remember when Susan Boyle opened her mouth and you've seen the look on Simon Cowell's face?
Uh-huh.
That is what these motherfuckers do when something like that happens in Haiti. That's the face they make.
Okay. They're
See what
very
I mean?
happy.
Oh, that
They
is,
see dollar sign.
well, it's dollar signs, but it's more than. Don't
I
think of it.
no. I know the reason I say dollar, but I know exactly. You should know what I mean.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
they
Oh no.
need from
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah. So imagine this world where most of these kids aren't even being conventionally sold, right?
Yeah.
They go
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
go into a production line, shall we say?
Yeah.
And you have to understand there will be kids who are very susceptible to magically things, right? That
Yeah.
separate them from other children, traumas and things alike too. That will go into
Yeah.
one subcategory of person. Because
Yeah.
what are the use of children if they shut down after you traumatize them, right? That ain't good for business. So you're going to
Yeah.
have different levels. And when we look at these horrendous theories behind blackmailing and secret cameras and politicians being filmed with children and all the rest of it, I'm really sorry.
Mhm.
And this is going to sound really messed up, right? But if I was a secret cabal, monstrous, evil, twisted, like blood relative 1% monster, and I was part of this horrible big machine, does it not make sense to condition these young kids to weaponize them against your targets? Making
Oh,
them not
most definitely.
not
Most
making them sound
definitely.
like victims. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm telling
Yeah.
you now, some of them will want the innocence lost. They'll want the scared kids and all of that. Those are the easier
Yeah.
ones to lampoon with it. But you have to say, is there a possibility of a weaponized, groomed, bloodline, alleged family? There we go. That's a good word. We'll use that one. Style cabal, because I wouldn't put it past them. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah.
no way saying this is the kids, what the kids want or anything like that. We're talking about systematic
Because Yeah, yeah. And
These
most
kids
people
don't.
would think that if you see that child and they're acting a certain way, they're like that's what they want, but it's because of the programming. But
Yeah,
we're seeing it from a place where like, oh my God, why is that child acting that way? Why
it's not
we're
even that
not.
we see it. I don't even think we've even bore witness to it, Queenie. I think
No,
this
no,
is
no. The
proper.
reason why I say that, Ron, remember, no, we are seeing it because remember when you rang me up the other day, you were watching that thing,
Yeah,
and we're seeing it. That's seeing stuff, but we are
yeah,
thinking that
yeah, metaphorically.
you're the yes,
I'm
yes.
with.
So yes.
Okay, so just so everyone knows, I phoned Queen. I went down a Saya rabbit hole, and there's we're not going to go in a chandelier, but elastic heart, right? So I'm not going to play the siren because we'll get copyright claimed. But tell me if you think I'm mental, right? Tell me if you think I'm mental, and we're going to just kind of talk through what we see here, right? So we have an actual Hollywood actor in Shia LaBeouf, right here. And then we have a little girl, the performance artist that Saya uses, inside a big cage, right? Inside a big cage. And I feel like this is representative. You want to talk about a madness, right? Like you want to talk about a madness in Saya. Wait till you see this madness. Okay. So this was Chandelier. This was her debut single. Tell me that everything about this doesn't scream dodgy flat in some mad country where kids are brought to as their first drop-off spot. Okay. Just and then this on the wall here. This is a declaration where you give your soul over and give your will to an almighty being on the wall right here. Okay. But wait, look how this opens. We've got this creepy room, the creepy corridor, right? And then we come in. I mean, I'm sorry. What does this look like to you? What does this look like to you? It's mad. We even have a door, a little picture on the door here, which matches a picture on the wall here, which I believe is a throwback to the marking houses for identification. And then we go through a whole bunch of mad dancing of what I imagine takes place in this room. Then we get to the brainwashing section here. She tries to go back to her normal life. Then she comes through here, and then she does this dance in front of this. Now, if I've still got this on the computer, because I think I do, I blew this up because I was like, what does that say on the wall right there? And where is it? Come on, there it is. Right. So here is the current state of the image blown up that I'm referring to. Okay. So I offer myself to thee to build with me, to do with me as thy want, something of self may better, something will take away my something. And I mean, here it is. This is what is on the wall in the video. So, if anyone wants to have a shot at like getting some more words pulled out of this, because I'm not one of those crazy people that looks into every music video. In fact, I'm of the group of people that if you're watching some of these like female people singing and you turn the sound off and someone walks in the room while you're watching it, they probably won't be thinking you're watching a music video, if you know what I'm saying, because things have got a bit but this is it. And this was a wild little rabbit hole because Saya has posted stuff, she's done cryptic messages and all this kind of thing. And what better way to bring attention to something than like kid gymnastic artistic performance that makes everyone feel a little bit fucking uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean?
It was very uncomfortable. Is that new?
No. Was
that a new video, Ron?
No, I love you, Queenie. No, the first video we watched. I think
It's not me. It's Letitia.
Yeah, this is over 10 years old. This is back in the day, man.
Oh, wow. I remember that one. I mean, the one that they were in the cage.
The one they were in the cage. One moment, please. 9 years ago.
Wow, it's so relevant.
Right? I mean, again, don't just take my word for it. Okay, this is just one crazy guy on the internet's impression of music videos by one particular artist. So don't think that Ron sits, he's one of these people that are like, oh my God, did you see this new video where there's got these double meanings and all this crap? I'm not that guy. But when you look at Saya's cryptic messages that she's put out on Twitter, where the first letter of every word adds up to a hidden message, you can't sort of ignore all of that, really. And when people have often criticized Saya for her videos because of the performance art that takes place in it, and you have to ask yourself, well, is that to make people look? Is it to make people ask questions? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's nothing, man. Maybe it's just maybe she's proper against like keeping birds in cages, and this is an homage for animal rights. I don't know. Okay, I don't know.
Listen,
you know,
I like Saya.
I think she's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah, her music is beautiful.
Yeah, I do. I like powerful music, and it's awesome. It's great.
Allegedly, she was kept hidden away, and she had to write people's album, a full album, for a few people before she was released.
Oh,
That's
wow.
allegedly. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So yeah, there you go. So there is conspiracies, there's conspirafacts, there's lore, and there's mythology surrounding this artist. So,
That's the reason why.
Yeah, I think she had got. Sorry, go ahead.
Continue. No, you go. Speak.
No, I heard that, you know, she had got to connected with the Hollywood life, and she went and didn't, you know, had got caught up in it, you know, the drug kind of world, and then she revamped herself and came back out, and that's why she did that Chandelier song, and it was like supposed to be about, you know, how she kind of fell off a little bit and came back.
Yes.
Yeah, well, they had to put that out there, don't they? They had to make up a story for us to buy, because apparently she was kept to be writing songs for few people. Hence why probably they were feeding her whatever they, you know, and then put her out here to say, oh, she was doing all these things. Now she clean up her act. So we're giving her big break now for her to make some money. But then we can snap it away.
Oh no, sorry. You're not sorry. I apologize. Carry on with what you're saying. I completely misheard you. Carry on with what you're saying, Queenie.
No, I'm saying that that's the narrative they're telling us, that she, you know, every time when someone is missing or acting up, they put out, oh, they're crazy because they're taking this, they're taking that. Who gave it to them? Where did they get it from? How, you know? Listen, that woman, she's got some really powerful, if you really listen to her stuff that she's saying and watch her stuff, you could get so many messages.
Yeah, I'm with you.
She's been telling people stuff. Someone says it's all hot. Yes, it is. But art tells a story.
Oh yeah, no, listen, 100%. I agree with that. It's art, but it's art with, I believe, multiple hidden messages. Just to be clear,
yes, it's a
100%.
story. Look at all those faces in that thing of young people. That's telling you something, and it's telling you like they're trapped.
Queenie, do you know what? I've just realized something else. So when you said tell a story, arguably, right? If this is Hollywood and the little girl, who's to say that this video isn't where the little girl originated from in the story of Saya's music video?
That's what I'm saying. She was that she kept, when she write the stuff on her thing and it came out to say, help me.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been kidnapped. One of the other ones, she has, helped me, I've been kidnapped by such and such person and such and such. And that was crazy. That's crazy. And all of those things has resurfaced, especially because those people put out a statement. It's been it's out there now, because most people wasn't aware of that.
Yep. And it's testament to putting a message out
How
there in a way
long?
that you know that it's going to come out one day, and you know that you've
Yeah.
put your message out in your way, so to say.
Exactly. And it's not like she just put that out there last week, yesterday,
Nope,
a year
nope,
or two.
correct.
It's been years since
And
that's
years,
been out there.
and years where people have been deep diving into it too, from both sides,
Yes.
a positive side and from a negative side. But you have to also assume that if Saya's out there telling the truth, there would be a lot of paid counter psyop intelligence to discredit her. Both her videos are about breaking the Monarch program, especially after the cage part. It's about the first video. Yeah, see.
Well done, Marlene.
Yeah,
We're on it, man.
Marlene scares me a little bit with her knowledge. I'm not going to lie. Like, it sounds like she's accessed servers and read things that people shouldn't be accessing and reading. If I'm being perfectly honest with you,
No.
I'm saying she sounds like the sort of person that has done whistleblowing under an alias involving manila envelopes and dead drops. That's all I'm saying. All right, Marlene.
Ron, at the moment, there's so many people, their eyes have been open. Trust me, their eyes have been wide open. The veil has been lifted. The things that we used to believe.
I remember your normal person story arc from normal Queenie into Reddit freaking conspiracy Queenie. Right?
No, I'm always like this. It's just that you can't show people everything the same day. You have to.
I get 100%. But when I first met you, you were definitely like, oh, the world is a glass is half empty, half full kind of gal. Now you're just like, I see that for half a glass of water. Okay, don't tell me it's half full or half empty. I see it for the exact amount of millage of water that is.
Yeah.
Don't try and tell me that it's something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, listen, man, we've done 2 hours that's felt like 20 minutes today. Like, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. It does.
Well, I mean, you guys didn't.
Wow.
You guys turned up late. I did 2 hours. You guys done like an hour and 40.
Okay. Sorry.
That was busting your chops. But great show, great side chat today as well, everybody. You're all about to be moved over to the next live that will be taking place. I can't remember when it's taking place, but if Kaz is here, it's the UK Diddy Network. What Tessa Tells All Got Wrong, and a whole bunch of names are coming out tonight. So you don't want to miss this one. It's going to be to be honest, I'm not going to lie, and this is going to sound big-headed, but Sean Atwood is killing it. We are the Sean Atwood team is killing it, right? From the bookings to the presenting to the shows to everything. So to the mods, to the admins, to everyone, all right? To you guys, the panel, you lead Letitia, Queenie, all the panel members. I just want to say thank you for being with us all on this journey. Because love you guys, and just keep in mind, I'm not Sean. I'm Ron, not Sean. Okay, Sean's the bald guy. I'm the hairy caveman. It's just in case anyone's new. So make sure you guys follow me on Twitter.
Please don't call anyone bald. Apparently, you could be done for sexually harassing people.
Wow.
Can I ask you if something's racist to say or not, Queenie?
Yeah, ask me. One moment, Ron. Let me tell you something before you ask me. Let me tell you, I don't find most things racist, but come on,
I know that,
hit me with it.
Last night, for some reason, I was talking to Dan, and I found it, and I swear to God, obviously, I'm very relaxed in the evenings, not to do with any particular, reason, but I was very chilled. Things were funnier than they should have been, and for some reason, I thought it would be. I said to Dan, I was like, "Oh my God." The next time Queenie goes off on one, I'm going to say this to her. And I found it hilarious that I never thought to say it to you. And then Dan was like, do you not think that's a bit racist? And what I said was, I was going to say, Queenie, you're making me crazy, right? Okay? Because you're from Jamaica, right? But is that a racist thing to say?
No.
No.
Okay, that's fine. See, told you, Dan. See, fear
No,
mongering.
no, I'm not them type of crazy people who take offense to things. When listen, we need to be laughing and having fun. The world is so upside down now. People be taking stuff that meant to be jovial to be something else.
Because
I'm not that.
I've got a new show that I'm working on, and I thought, Queenie, you can have a segment called "Jamaican Me Crazy," where we just rant about the stuff that makes you fucking feel like annoyed about the world. Right?
Oh,
Right? 'Cause
okay.
I just think it would work so well.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm just
that
saying.
would make me. Yeah, that would be good to see even some stuff that people are saying is racist, like asking someone, "Oh my God, I wonder if the baby's gonna look like you or me, bitch, you," and it's not being racist.
Oh, do you know what? I had another intrusive thought about race the other day. Right?
Yeah.
How crazy would it be? Right? Oh God, am I going to about to say this? Right. So when you think about racism, you always think about, you know, black people and white people. That tends to what people spring to mind, but it always tends to be like a race and then white people. Okay, how mad would it be if all of the mixed race people just rose up and killed all of the people like on both sides of their family, right? And then we were just left with all the mixed race people. No one would see that shit coming, man. No one would see that coming if all the mixed race people rose up and just killed everyone that wasn't mixed race and just done away with racism.
I don't think they would do that because they're always on one side or another. They never really can choose.
It's a joke,
so it wouldn't happen.
It's a joke, Queenie. Okay, the joke is that it would never happen. Okay, but, okay. I'm just saying, no one would see that shit coming. No one would see the secret society of people rising up.
That wouldn't happen.
I'm just saying. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Okay, so these are the intrusive. These are the things that Ron thinks about in the show.
The things that go through your head, Ron.
Yeah, I need to ask Queenie about this.
I know.
Yeah. I'm just saying these things happen.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying these are the things I think of. Okay, you'll see it in a movie plot within the next 10 years. Someone will hear this and be like, actually, I can refine this into a movie. Okay, it'll happen. Okay, well, listen. Thank you everyone for being here. I do apologize. I will get to the. I didn't realize the time. We'll get to the Discord segment in the next one. But I just want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone who had posted me stuff on Twitter that we've watched today. Have we not got another thing? Hang on. No, it will save the children. Okay, so thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you, everyone, once again for just.
Oh, Ron, is there a royal mess later?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Ron's internet was down all day yesterday, all down.
Okay.
All so yeah, it was a pain in the ass. All right.
Okay, love you guys in the side chat. Love you, guys. Speak to you soon.